Hello and welcome to another Nicomedia quick tip today. I would say it's a quick tip, yeah. On my Facebook group I got a question about this iRig here and how to do something like this. And yeah, I will show you how I would do this. And yeah, this looks like a hole here and or is it an alpha channel for the pupil? I don't know. But yeah, we will do something like this, and we can do it in different ways, so it doesn't matter if it's the pupil is a hole or is it a texture. So just let's start. We make a sphere and I rotate it 90 degrees. Let's say this is our pupil here, and yeah, to make this animation I make it editable, this sphere, so I just hit C on the keyboard and I delete some polygons. With UL I make a loop selection here, and UF I fill the selection, so, and I delete these polygons here. Now edge mode, UL, and now T for scale, and hold your control key and scale down. Oops, this is wrong. What's wrong here? Aha, this is wrong here. And scale it down. With the control key, I hold the control key and let's say this is my pupil here. And yeah, I'll make the pupil first big and then smaller. We will see, I make it in the middle somewhere, so somewhere here. This is our pupil. And now I make one cut here in between, so UB for a ring selection, and MM, so M twice, MM cuts all the edges in half here, and this is what I want. And now the first thing is I want to use, to make a sphere out of this, I want to use the spherifier. And so I'll go to my sphere, select it, and go to my deformers here, and we have here the spherify. I hold my shift key so the spherify becomes child of the sphere, and you see it does something. I know my sphere was 100 radius here, and this does not look quite nice. You see it's not in the middle, so it's not centered. So I go to my spherifier, and because I want the spherifier exactly the same position like the sphere, and now the spherifier is child of the sphere, so I can say reset PSR, and it gets exactly the same coordinates like the sphere. So reset PSR, and now you see everything is centered here. If you don't have your reset PSR here in the toolbar, you can hit Shift C and you get this command line here, and just type in reset PSR and you double click it, and that's it. Okay, or you will find it under I searched it in R20 all the time under characters, but I think it's under tools now, or something like that. Somewhere it reset PSR, here it is. Okay, so now that means we have the spherifier on 50%, and when I go to 100%, I get this. This would be the first animation. And now I want to animate the size of the pupil. So I go to my UL. This is my pupil. I make it a little smaller first. So something like that. Now I give the sphere a character tag, a pose morph. And I say I want to animate the points. Okay, now we have here pose 0. And now I make just the pupil as big as I want it in the big position. So let's say something like this. LSD, okay. And you can see, if we now play with the strength, we have our animation. So I go here to animate, and whoop, 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 I have my thing. And Now this works of course when I go with the Sphereifier up like this, and now I go to the pose morph and go with the strength down. But that does not look nice, so we can make here another cut. Or let's bring it in a subdivision surface, but it still looks not really nice. So go to the sphere here. Whoops. And UB again for ring selection. To select these edges here, and again MM to cut these edges in half. And now it should look better. And it looks better. So NI to see just the isobars. And if I go now to the pose morph, whoop, 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 whoop. Everything works like we want it. So so let's make a small Espresso thing so that we can animate this nicely. Don't worry, that's a very easy thing. So I make here a new null. This is our rig. Right click on it and give it an Espresso tag. Boing. Whoops. Nice. And I need some user data. I need some user data for the pupil and for the eyeball. So let's see. I go here to the user data. First, let's make this. I make it very simple. You will see this is our pupil dispose morph. I just right click on the strength here. User interface. Copy user data interface. Okay, that's it. Go to my rig here and say user data, manage user data. So this is oops. You get this. And I want first another group, because when I use it like this, we would have here then a tab named user data, and that looks not nice. So add a new group, bring it out of here, and this is our rig. Okay, and here I paste now my copied user interface thing. See, paste. This is the strength, and this is our pupil. Wing. The default value is 1. This is okay. We don't have to go to minus, but no, we don't have to go to minus. We have limit minimum 0, maximum 100. This is percent. So this is okay, but you can leave it like it is. So this is our pupil. Okay. Now you see we have here under rig, we have a new tab. This is our iRig pupil. And we need one for the eyeballs, so for the rounding of the eyeball. Go to my Sphereifier, the strength here. Right click, use and copy user data interface. Go to my rig, user data, manage user data. And of course it's on the other monitor. Go to my iRig and paste it in. So we have another strength, and this is our eyeball. I want the eyeball here. Okay, you see here it is with 0 and 100. And this is okay, this is okay, this is okay. But I want here a slider for the eyeball. Don't want a float. I want the same slider like here. So I go to interface float slider. Okay. Now you see we have an eyeball slider, but it does nothing, of course, at the moment because we have no Espresso. But you see, it looks nice so far. And now, just drag the rig null here in the Espresso window here, and drag in the eyeball in the red corner. This is the outgoing port, and the pupil the same. Boing. Okay. Then eyeball is our spherifier strength here. So I drag in the spherifier, and into the spherifier in the incoming port, I drag just in the strength here. Whoops. And I connect these two. That means, in this case, the eyeball should already work in our rig here. You see, it works perfect. The next step, we do the same with the pupil. So we go to our pose morph here, this strength here, we drag in the pose morph, and in the in the incoming port here, we drag in the strength, boing, and we connect it with the pupil. And this is our very hard Expressor rig. The pupil works, everything works. Okay, and to make it easier so that we don't have to search for these two sliders every time, we simply can drag in the eyeball into the viewport. See, we have it here. If you want it on the other position, hold your control key and drag it. And I don't want this rig before, so I'll go to show object, display object I don't want, and on the show I want it always. So, and the same I do with the pupil. Bring in the pupil, don't display the rig, bring it nicely under it and show it always. So now I can click wherever I want and I have always my sliders here. And of course I can animate it here like I would do it here in the, so this is exactly the same. Good. And now if you want a texture on this, I make it very rough now because this is should be a quick tip, but I think you get the idea how it works. Let's make a normal eyeball material. So white color with reflection. This is our eyeball material. Boing. Yeah, eyeball material. And I make another material for the pupil. So I name this pupil. Boing. And I searched here on for pupil. You see it's just a Google picture search pupil, and I searched for a clip art and a big size and found this one here. And this is a PNG, so we don't need an extra alpha channel. That's perfect. So, and I drag this in. I have it somewhere. So I just drag in my color channel here. I bring in my pupil. Nope, you see I have this pupil now. And the same picture I use in my alpha channel. Because it's a PNG, this has an alpha channel, I just have to bring in the same picture. So, okay, that should work so far. Let's give it a reflectance too. And now bring this on the sphere as well. And this looks quite funny. It is not really what we want. So let's deactivate the subdivision surface for the moment. So what I want is here a flat mapping. So I select my tag and I select my sphere here and go to my texture mode. So now we see the flat mapping is not on the right position. First what I do is right click and say fit to object. Do whatever you want. And now R for rotate, and I rotate just the texture. And I don't want here a tile, so bye bye with the tile. And now I can simply make the texture here. Let's see, fit again, fit to object, yeah. And now T for scale, and I just scale the texture down here. So let's say, okay, this is what, or no, this would be what we want. But it doesn't matter, so do something like this. But now we have one problem. If we play now with our rig, with the pupil, you see the texture does not go with our animation. And this we can simply fix if we go right click on the sphere, Cinema 4D text, stick texture. And now the same animation. Vroom, 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 vroom. Now it does exactly what we want. And as I said, if you don't like the hole, just close the hole, or at the beginning, when you make this this part here, this scale to the inside, just close the hole from the beginning here. With MD you can close the polygon hole, and then you have a hole here. But if we make the inside black, it would look okay too. So let's say we go to the sphere here, copy this material, this is the eyeball material, make this black here, and in the inside it wouldn't reflect all too much, but a little reflection we give it, something like that. Okay, and now we put this on the sphere. I put it afterwards, the white one, but I want it just on the inside, this material. So what I do here is not both, and let front or back, we will see. I think back, yeah. And now we have it just on the inside, this black material. So we should see it when we render it. See, yeah, you see now everything is black in the inside. When I open the pupil now, everything is black, because the inside of the eye is black. And now this is the normal pupil, this is the LSD pupil. Okay. And now let's make here NA. At first I make this NA so don't see the mesh. I hide my thing here, and I go out, so I have here my eyeball, and can work with the pupil, can work here, whoops, so everything works here. Good. So you see from the side, we can see that it works. If you want it rounder here, just make another cut here. We can try it, so I can show you what I mean between the last two ones. So check. I go to my edge mode, and I make another with UB again. I select the edges between the pupil, between the inside and the outside here, and again MM. And this does not disturb our animation, I hope. I'm quite sure it does not. So now we have it much nicer, and everything should still work. Wonk, 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 and wonk, 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 wonk. Okay, that's it. Zip. Okay, I hope this helped. And yeah, if you see the shaggy edges here, that when we render it, it should be away. Okay, good. This was my quick tip. I hope it is helpful, and yeah, if you have questions, if you have requests, if you have complaints, just write me. You see, it works when you write me on my Facebook group, and you can request there as well. And yeah, of course, what I want to say is you can, of course, add pose morphs now. So you can, if you say, go here, yeah, that's okay. you can add morphs. So let's say I go to my pose morph here, and what could I change? Select the inside points here. This is okay, and these inside points, and go to my pose morph here to edit mode, and now I can add another pose. So I'm gonna add pose. You see we have these points, and now let's say I want to drag this to the inside. For what reason, don't know, but drag this to the inside, and it works, you see. So animate it. So now we have here two sliders, you see. So we can get up with the strength here. Oopsie. With the strength we can't go because we animated this strength. Now we have to change something in the Xpresso, of course. Let's go in the Xpresso, because we had just one pose morph, so we can pose morph the whole strength here. But if we have more, so I delete this here and go to the pose morph, and now I go to the strength here. You see, it just works. But now in the pose morph tag, I bring in this pose 0 and pose 1. So, but for this we have to okay, the pupil, we can work with the pupil and pose 1. This was the pose 0, this was the pupil. This still should work. Let's see. Yep, and now we want this going back thing here. We drag in pose 1. You can rename these poses too, of course. I think you can rename it somehow. Not now, but we can remain. But now we need, of course, another. This is the pupil and user data. Manage user data. You simply can now copy this pupil, control drag it down. So shift. Okay, and bring out the shift. So first I need the shift here in the rig. And now this shift should work too. So you see, this works. Bring it outside here. Whoop. Object, I don't want to see the object. I want to see it always. So, and now we can work again. So we can play with the eyeball, we can play with the pupil, we can play with the shift. Okay, the shift, of course, now here doesn't work because of the spherifier. The spherifier tries to bring this whole object in shape, in a spherify shape here, of course. But this works now when we go with the eyeball down here and we shift it back. Now you see this works. It looks somewhat like a black hole or something. Okay, but you see, I think you got the idea. You see, it works everywhere. So yeah, if you don't have it too much, so it works. But if you have the spherifier to 100%, this doesn't work to the inside, of course. Okay. Okay, this is too much. So everything works here, you see. Okay, and like he did here in the original one, this one here. So where he looks to the left and to the right. Normally, not the pupil moves here. It should move the whole eyeball, of course, and not just the pupil. And yeah, this blinking, what you see, you can do the blinking as well. So we make just another pose morph. Go to the check, make another pose morph and T4 scale and scale this down, and you can make a blinking pose morph and something else. So you can make everything. So you can, in the pose morph tag, you can add poses as many as you want. So, but now I say, I hope you like this one. I hope it helped a little bit. And yeah, have a nice day. The next tutorial will come soon, of course, as soon as I find time. And yeah, that's it for now. Okay, so again, have a nice day. Best regards from Vienna. And yeah, tschüss und baba.